All right, hello. Hello and welcome everybody. We got a vocabulary word for the day, and the vocabulary word is Gestalt. It's the idea that the whole of a thing, the entire concept of a thing is greater than the sum of all of its parts. And I think it's a great explanation of why too much detail in a painting is unnecessary as far as for anything other than art. As far as human perception goes, the Gestalt principle, Gestalt, is an interesting concept that explains that whenever people see things or watch things, they see things as a whole. So when you're looking at this, you're really looking at this as a whole, like a bunch of heads just kind of popping out together. And that's ultimately what the mind perceives. But it's not until you really dig deeper and look individually at every single little thing that you start to put the pieces together. And that's when art as a medium, or like painting as a medium, you can really expand on things. But sometimes over detailing artwork is a bit unnecessary, beyond anything other than like a desire to just show lots of detail. For example, I have this painting here. It's pretty. So I had this painting and I showed it at a show, and this painting had a horse head in it, but I had people stop by and look at it, and they would look at it for like a minute or two, and then they'd be like, "Oh, wow, there's a horse head in there." So they were totally shocked that there was even a horse's head in this painting. So that's an interesting thing. And I guess when you look at this, you see heads, but when you try to put the whole thing together, the mind kind of gets confused. And that's an idea that I plan to play with a bit more as I continue painting, making more and more artworks. But let's make sure that this all fits into here. All right, cool. So hello and welcome. We will start painting here in just a moment, but I wanted to at least address the theme of this of today's message is the Gestalt principle, Gestalt, the Gestalt principle. It's a very interesting principle that explains why hugely overly detailed and like bizarre paintings like this really don't, when people view it, it's more of they view the whole thing as opposed to all of its different parts, which can have a big impact on when you think about it as an artist, right? Is this much detail really necessary? Are all of these moving pieces really necessary? Not really. And as an artist, I say this to myself because when I view this really close, when I see this really close, I could see all of my mistakes, all of the little areas that I didn't paint yet, all of the features of the eyes that I haven't detailed yet, some of the things that I've left out. Obviously it's incomplete, but as an artist, when I get so close to something, I start to think about all the flaws. But when you really think about how humans, potential viewers of your artwork, look at art, they're not looking at this whole piece and going, "Oh, look at this eyelash," right? No one's going to appreciate an eyelash, but they'll definitely look at an entire painting and think whether they like it or not. And then if they like it, they'll probably dig deeper, or if they don't like it, they won't. But anyway, a little scientific conversation there. But anyway, here we go. My goal right now is to really just cover this entire canvas with a variety of colors and to nail down how I want this to ultimately look. So I'm going to go with red, get a red head on her. Red next to a nice black. My way. So I find it as an artist, it really makes me consider this idea of whether it's really worth spending time on pieces like this that are way overcomplicated. There is way too much detail on this, way too many moving pieces, and it's kind of confusing. But, you know, as far as design thinking goes, you know, this is probably a very ineffective effective piece. But as far as a creative aesthetic perspective, and also an artist perspective, you know, so it doesn't really matter. You gotta do what calls to you. So somebody asked me earlier, why did I do this painting? I could go down a rabbit hole of like why this specific painting, but you know, it's like what Picasso said. First, you got to know the rules before you can break them, and it's one of those situations where I know the rule, and you know how the idea of the brain typically works, right? When you look at a painting, you take it in as a whole, and then it's only after it catches your attention enough that you start to dig into the details, if you even like it in the first place. And I find that a fascinating thing because, you know, when I go to a museum, if a painting doesn't necessarily capture my attention within the first, I don't know, first few moments, I kind of just step away from it. But there's so much research that suggests that, you know, sometimes you just spend more time looking at other people's artwork because there can be so many details that get missed. So many wonderful details that an artist puts into a work that totally get missed. Because it didn't capture the attention instantly. But at the same time, you know, sometimes, you know, things can be too overly visual stimulating. I was looking at this great, and this is just me kind of talking about my work, but I was looking at this great movie, highly recommend watching, and The Accountant with Ben Affleck. It's a really interesting movie because in the movie, he plays an accountant who has like a, who's like autistic, I guess. I don't know the exact, I don't know his exact situation, but essentially, he gets like some sort of stimulation from things that are like highly detailed, lots of noises, things like that. I think the idea is that he's on a spectrum, right? And I thought that was really interesting because there's a scene where it turns out that he has a genuine Jackson Pollock painting, a real Jackson Pollock painting, and he kind of sits there and just looks at this Jackson Pollock painting and kind of sits back. And I think the idea is that this incredibly visually stimulating and expressive piece is somehow providing him with some level of peace, whereas, you know, I think the idea was it's because he's autistic that does something for him. And I find that such an interesting concept as an artist, where, you know, sometimes you can't just paint for how long have I been painting this? So Steve, mini cartoon with me. You know what? Mini cartoon, over the course of this live stream, I will say Sophia at least 5 times. So I've done it 1 time. So if you're going to stick around, then you'll find me saying it 5 times. But if you don't stick around, then I don't know. I'm gonna check in to see if you're here before I say it. So you got to earn it. You got to earn the right to sub to this channel. For everybody else who doesn't make requests, you could sub. You don't have to earn the right, but since you're making requests here, or you have to earn the right to make requests. That's what I'm saying. But anyway, Steve, how long have I been working on this painting? I've been working on this painting for about probably 15 hours. You could I think I'm here. Actually, I'll give you an exact answer because I live stream every piece and I could go through my live. So let's see. We got 1.5, 2.5. So that's 3, 4 hours, 7 hours and 47 minutes, 7, 8, 15, 10, 15, 10, 15 plus 3 hours, 13, about 13 hours and 15 minutes. So 13 hours so far. And you know what? I will be honest, the way that I'm painting this is a bit inefficient because I'm still just basically working on the very first layer of paint. I'm going to build it up here at some point. So, mini cartoon, you hear? You don't say anything, I'm not going to say the word. All right, well, anyway. Here we go. So, we've got these head pieces. And let's go with some more yellow into this. I really like the way this hair is looking. This red hair. I don't know, is this, I guess, does this look orange or does it look more red on camera? Mark Dietz, what's going on? So here we go. We got head number 2. I'm going to go into the hair on this next piece. And let's go with a blonde here. I'm going to go with the blonde hair. But before we do that, let's add some more visual stimulating colors here. This is an orange. So maybe throw some of this on the lip here. Let's see. And throw a little highlight on the bottom lip here. And maybe give this guy a little bit of color in his hair. Nothing at the moment. Yes. All right. Cool. Well, good of you to stop by, dude. Nice of you to stop by. We're gonna add some highlights in this guy's hair. This guy's got some hair color. So I'm blending in some of these browns with the oranges with these browns here. With a layer of have nothing at the moment. Cool. Yeah, so here we go. Working on some finer details here. I know I'm gonna have to work on his face quite a bit, but for now, let's go ahead and see, where can I find a good place to put this color? What is this right here? Oh, here we go. Something about this concept is calling me to do this painting. And that is something I must do. So, cleaning off the brush right now. Cleaning off our brush right now. So, what's everybody's favorite food in here? What's something that if your friends came into town or your relatives came into town and they were like, hey, take us to a nice place. And it doesn't have to be like a fancy place, just like, you know, take us to a good restaurant. What kind of cuisine would you get? So this morning I had that same exact experience. I took my girlfriend and I took some of her relatives to dim sum. So if you don't know what dim sum is, if anybody's never had dim sum, it's worth a try. It is a typical Cantonese Chinese style cuisine that basically you kind of like take dishes off of a moving table, and that's how you get it. So basically they charge you by the item, so you get like little dishes that come around, and they'll have like dumplings in them, like three or four pieces of dumpling. I'm still digesting some of it. So 3 or 4 pieces, and basically that's how you order it. So 3 or 4 pieces, and they can charge like anywhere from like $3 to $10 per item, and then you just share it with the whole table. So I'm trying to decide whether I really want to give this character blonde hair. I'm not sure if I do. I mean, there's only so many hair colors we can have, right? So why not? You know what we might need is yeah, it might just blend in too much here, but maybe that's okay. And I need a bit of a darker blonde. How do you make dark blonde as a color? Maybe an ochre? Maybe like an ochre? Yeah, that might work. We'll pop open this ochre here. We're gonna go give her a dirty blonde. So here we go. Got some of this dirty blonde here. I like where this is. And here we go. So we're gonna pop this hair down, and we're gonna go down a little bit with this hair. And we're going to sweep this down. And we're going to take some more of this ochre color. And here we go. So I'm going to put this into the shadows here. And here we go. So to tell whether this is a redhead or a more orange colored, I guess somebody with red hair would have more scarlet colors. You know, I don't think I've ever seen I don't think I know of any male redheads. Is being a redhead a female only thing, or is that because they color their hair? So we're gonna go with some red for this character here. Use like a nice deep red mixed with some darker reds. Maybe we'll give him black hair, because we already gave him some brown hair up there. No, I think I'd make this pop a bit. Trying to find a good place to add this red that I have on this brush. But I don't want too much red. I just want little pops of red to kind of really make this painting stand out. So too much red will overpower. Where do we want to go with this? Alright, I'm not going to do anything with this red, so I'm going to clean off that brush. I'm going to go with the gray for this guy. Nice, cool gray. What's up, kitty? Some grays and whites for this fella. This is like a very light purple, actually. Okay, so I guess I picked up some reds here, so we're gonna go. All right. And here we go. Let's keep going with this color. I actually like this color. It's like a super light purple. Kind of stands out, right? So we need to add a bit more of this. Let's add some of these grays into All right, that actually looks pretty good. I like that hair color. And you know what? This hair color can actually go up into here if I just lighten it up a bit. And I'm gonna add a little bit of a tinge of blue to it. Actually, you know what? A tinge of yellow, red might do it justice. And this is gonna go into this hair right here. The reason why I didn't even color this earlier, but I colored the other ones earlier, just in case anyone's wondering, which nobody is wondering because that's not a thing people probably think about, is because I simply didn't hadn't thought of the color yet. I didn't know what color I wanted to put into this space. But I think we're just gonna go with highlights of gray. Grab some of this blue. Let's grab some more of this blue. A little bit more of this blue here. All right, and then we're gonna have the hair into here. Gonna add some light. And allow this hair to kind of merge into one another to create a little bit of texture. And this area right here. And here we go. I like that color. And this is boom, 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 boom. Okay. And now let's go. Time to clean off this brush. You know what? I'm going to change the color of this crown to go with a the lime green crown right here. Alright, here we go. So we're going to pop this up. And here we go. So going for this lime green crown. And I guess down in here we're going to add a even darker green shadow. Let's see, lime green. Start painting in some details of that. Let's see what I could do if I paint one whole thing at a time. Let me see. Let me do this one guy at a time. And then we're going to go... little highlights. Let's add a darker version of this green here. I'm going to go and then here we go. And let's see, what's a good, what's up? Oh, Mark, Steve, okay, cool. So let's see, we're gonna go down and around these pieces here. This needs to be rounded a little bit. we're going to add a little bit of a shadow just to capture some of the darker spaces. So we're going to go down into here and give it just some texture. And now that we've done this, we can add some texture into, see how this looks. What is this design here? Grab some more of this color. And let's see. I don't really know if what I just did is doing anything. As long as it's adding some texture to our figures here, that's what matters. And we probably need to just make this even darker. So we're gonna bring in some black here to darken some of these shadows here. We're gonna try to treat this. One thing I have a hard time with is treating, doing like one thing at a time. And what I mean by that is I usually have like, the way I usually work is like, I'm working on like 5 different things. Like 5 different parts of this piece at a single given time. And that can create issues, as you might imagine. So here we go, painting in a shadow right here, getting more and more detailed with some of the shadows as we start to build these things up. And let me continue on with this dark green that I've made. And we go into this nose here. And here we go. So, right above here, we go up into this eye area and get the shadow nice and dark. And let me see what's going on. So this nose needs to transition right here. And let's go into here. There we go. Viva parler. All right, so here we go. Going down into here, into this space right here, we're going to create a nice dark shadow for whatever this object is. Some type of ear. All right. And here we go. You know what? I could probably paint into this whole thing. The Boussior fam. What's going on, Boussior? You been making art lately? You doing some artwork? You painting? Good to see you. It's been a long time, huh? So I got this green, and I got this helmet. There's still some details that I probably need to tighten up here. I'm trying to think how I want to do this face. I think I'll probably keep this. See, this needs to be a nice tight mustache. So we're going to clean off this brush here. I'm just going to keep working this face. I think what I want to do is I want to paint all the eyes like basically one color. But I want to do something with this head because this head is a little bright. So we're going to go in with a little white. We're going to mix in some of our, let's get some of this blue. And we're going to change this. I'm going to highlight this space a little bit. It needs a bit more white actually. Just so we can have a different highlight in this section. A bit more blue. A bit more blue. Let's go like this. This eyebrow is going to go all the way, like just to the end pretty much right here. So here we go. And I think we need to add some of this around the eyes. Put some of this around the eyes just to create some more roundness. Let's go above the stash here. Throw in a little bit of this. Eclipse, what's going on, dude? Don't scare me with these my life, these super serious situations. What's going on, dude? I mean, obviously don't share anything you don't feel comfortable sharing, right? Your privacy is important. But what's going on? Life got you down. It is that, that time of year though. People starting up back in school. Can't control your anger. You don't know what to do. Your parents act like you're smart. All right, man. First, I don't know, man. Like, the most important thing in life, more important than anything. This is gonna sound silly. I hope you don't get mad at me for getting silly while you're upset. But, but oxygen, right? You can survive 3 months without food, or maybe it's 3 weeks. I don't know. Don't try this at home. You can survive 3 days without water, or maybe it's 3 weeks without food, 3 days without water. You can survive maybe 3 minutes without oxygen, or maybe it's like three, yeah, whatever. So, you can't survive long without oxygen, is the point. It's literally the most important thing to the human body. So the reason why I say that is, take a breath for a second, like take a deep breath in, a deep, deep breath. I've got mineral spirits around me, but, hopefully you've got some fresh oxygen and, exhale, dude. And, let's get to the matter of this, right? Obviously I think you're younger. I've done a portrait of you, you're a younger kid. You got, you got things going on in your life that are hard to understand, I guess, right? You're trying to put all the pieces together. Your parents think you're brilliant, but you're struggling. Like, sounds like a lot of pressure. I don't know if you're an only child, or if you have brothers and sisters that are like showing you up or whatever. That's kind of irrelevant, but the point that I'm trying to get to is that you got a lot going on, man, and you'll get through it. One thing I will say that's hard for me to relate is I've never felt that my life doesn't matter. So I don't know how serious you are about that. I've always just kind of gotten through things, but I've never actually felt that my life doesn't matter. So that's an interesting situation to be in. And but yeah, so what's going on? What's like the first most important thing to you right now that you want? Like at this very moment, if you could solve that problem, you feel like you could solve that problem, what would that problem be? All right. You want to be happy. So what is it what are a couple things specifically that make you happy? This is one thing they don't really teach in schools is how to get specific about the things that you want or need in life. That's one thing they don't really teach in school. So what is it that you feel that you need? Just go to church and pray. Class clown, you're always a smart kid, but now you can barely function. So how'd you come to that conclusion, thinking that you can barely? Like, and then here's a reality check. Like as you get older, things, unless you're super, your family's super rich and you get everything that you could possibly want, no matter what, life is gonna get harder. That's 100%. You could be absolutely certain about that. That life doesn't necessarily get easier. Doesn't necessarily have to get hard. It's just the challenges change, right? You need a hobby that doesn't turn into addiction. I mean, it sounds like you got hobbies, right? You go to church. You have an instrument. You used to play instruments. Or you tried playing an instrument. I mean, it's okay to struggle with things, There's nothing wrong with struggling with math. Like that's as simple as just going to like a tutor. Like if you really, really, really wanted to learn math, and it was something that mattered to you, you could always find a tutor. So, going beyond that, what do you feel is going on? Dude, that's something you should definitely do is go talk to your dad, man. Like, there's definitely some things that your dad will probably have a hard time helping you with, but like, go tell your dad and ask him to buy you a paint set or something. Like this is, or help you like. Do you work out? Do you exercise? Do you go to the gym? I started exercising when I was 14 years old, and it totally changed my life. I'm gonna throw some highlights into here. You've been doing some exercises. Dude, exercising is great. I'm gonna do some push-ups right now just because you reminded me to do some push-ups. Like, ugh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 7, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. All right. I swear I used to be able to do 50 push-ups. I mean 100 push-ups. But I only did about 50 there. So I challenge you, Eclipse, to be able to do 50 push-ups. So you might not be able to do that right now, but there's a good goal to work toward. Dude, why don't you go write a song? Go figure out your calling. Maybe you're destined to be a songwriter. Honestly, man, when it comes to a future, dude, like, some people have to make their own futures. I mean, there are some people that, you know, have an experience in their life and suddenly they know exactly what they're going to do with it, right? But I would say that those are pretty far and few between. You had lunch today at school. All right. Keep going. Keep sharing that story, man. Keep talking. Keep telling. Keep sharing. You didn't eat the sloppy Joe, did you? Because I hear the sloppy Joe can be bad for you. Totally joking right there. I'm sure your school provides very healthy lunches. Did you give your mom a hug today? Go give your mom a hug, man. If you can't make yourself feel better, go make your mom feel good. Oh. So what inspired me to make this painting? Man, I just wanted to, so first, one of the things that I wanted to do was I wanted to challenge myself with this piece. You know, so I've done these previous paintings. You probably haven't seen any of my paintings for a couple weeks, but here's some recent paintings of mine. Here's one. I don't know if you saw this one. So this is one I made recently. And as you can tell, there's a lot of heads with a lot of like random stuff going on in the background. And here's the other one. This one also has, you know, a lot of heads with stuff going on in the background. So with this piece specifically, I wanted to challenge myself by not having any background space. So none of this, right? None of this background space. Totally just filling it with wild and bizarre things. So that's what the goal was with this. But obviously, you know, I picked the subject matter. I could go down a whole rabbit hole of all the subject matter, but I'm not going to do that unless you really, really, really want to know. But yeah, I wanted to pick something challenging. That's it. Simple. I am not not overly a complicated person. I just had a goal, set my mind to it, and that's what we did, right? No frills. I think this guy looks kind of crazy, so I'm gonna add some of this. All right, let's do this. I need some of this purple color here. Maybe add a hint of red. All right, so do I sell? You have to go. Hey, take care, Eclipse. Go get your sleep, dude. Sleep's important. It's probably more important than a lot of things. So get that sleep, get that rest, and have a good one, man. Right now, I want to create like a unique oak gold color. So I think I need some of this Italian lemon ice color. Italian lemon ice, which is basically a version of an ochre. And let's see if I can find just the right combination to create like a gold. Let's see, red, maybe add some white here. There we go, that's a good gold color. We're gonna get this into the eyes. So, it's gonna make all of the eyes this color. And this will help me start to establish a lot of other things as well. All right, we're gonna focus on a lighter ochre color for this back here. This one's gonna give me some trouble. I can already see. Let's go with Let's get this dark shadow here. It's looking good. Hey, thanks, Mark. Appreciate you. Yes, this is one that is taking quite a while, but you know, I think it's definitely feel like it's gonna be worth it. But I'm glad you're able to, grateful that you are here to enjoy it. After all, a lot of what I do is also for the entertainment, as far as the streaming goes. So, you know, this art isn't just about the painting itself. It's also about the idea of bringing together the live stream, bringing together live streaming and painting. But here we go, carving out these muscle groups here. So Mark, what type of music you listen to? You like opera? You like jazz? You like rap? All right, so let's go. Whew, it is coming along. I think I'm due for a break soon, but I want to get a couple more pieces kind of figured out. This back right here, this piece. Like this is a piece where I bit off more than I can chew. But fortunately, if you're gonna eat an elephant, you eat it one piece at a time. And that's basically the approach I gotta take for this. But slowly filling in the parts bit by bit. So if we're gonna do a yellow here, we want a red, orange. Let's do a orange here. Let's lighten this up a little bit. I'm gonna cool down this color here a bit. And we're gonna go dun dun. All right, and you know what, everybody? I think now is a good time for a break. We will keep coming back to this piece for quite a while, but for now, it is a. Actually, you know what? I can still work on this section a little bit more. Soften some of these details, and lighten some others. Used too much white there, but we're gonna figure this out. And here we go. We're gonna have to figure out something to soften these muscles. Hey, yo, take care, Mark. gonna have to come back to this part because this the black is not working. Extraordinary. More than anyone. right, so right now we're going to take a break here. All right, time for a break. I can feel the moment when we're going to take a break here. Been painting for a little bit. All right. I was going to try not to use black as a color, but I just love the effect that black has on a good shadow. So we're gonna leave this and we're gonna start packing some stuff up, but those of y'all that happen to pop in, thank you. And we're gonna call this done for the evening. Finished for the night. So take care, everybody.